against this wall. I'm not going to take the cuffs off you.
Yeah, no
I'm
problems
going to
with
close
me.
the door. It's alarmed. Just relax. Joe will be in here shortly.
Alrighty.
Go and put that hand on the wall, please.
You guys do it all differently. Some of us tell them to keep them on our backs, and you think you got it down, and you guys switch it up on us.
Hey. Go and have a seat right there, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Need a drink of water or anything?
Sure. You got some water. That'd be great.
Okay. I gotta find a cup.
Okay, thank you.
Here you go, Rusty.
Thank you
It's
very much.
Rusty, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
I'll let you know how long it'll be before Joe
Okay.
gets here.
What's up, guys?
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
How you doing?
Dozing off in here. What the hell is this guy?
Had to get some other stuff done real quick. Alright.
Rusty, what's your date of birth?
7/1/82.
And how old are you again?
30.
How tall are you?
About 5'9", maybe 5'10" on a good day.
Okay. Body weight?
About 190, 200 pounds.
Okay. Eyes what?
Hazel.
Hazel.
Hair color's blonde.
Blonde. Today's the 19th, right?
Yes, it is.
Yep.
Okay. I'm Detective Kupka, you know me, we've spoken
Yeah.
before. Law enforcement officer concerning an investigation regarding auto theft and fraud.
Okay.
Before you ask any questions, you must understand your rights. You have the right to remain silent. Do you understand?
Yes.
Okay, anything you say can and will be used against you in a court of law. Do you understand?
Yes.
You have the right to speak with an attorney and have an attorney present during any questioning. Do you understand? If you cannot afford an attorney, the court will appoint one for you free of charge. Do you understand? Okay, you have the right to stop this interview at any time. Okay, with these rights in mind, are you willing to speak with us regarding the case that we're investigating? Okay. What do you need to do? If you go ahead and sign right there for me.
Can you date it?
19.
Need the time, it's 3:45 p.m.
Is that it?
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, Rusty, last we talked, I was speaking with you about, some odds and ends as far as my investigation is concerned. At that time, we were discussing whether or not you'd be willing to do certain things to help yourself out, right?
Yeah.
Before we get into that, I want to show you some pictures.
Okay.
Are you willing to look at these pictures? Okay. Okay.
Let me scoot over with you.
Now, I'll split them right up here.
Move your seat.
You want to look?
Yeah. And
Chris
there-
Gary. I can't remember his name. That's Gary's brother, isn't
Let's
it?
start with number one. There's the number above each picture.
Number one's Chris Andrews. Two's Gary Crothers. I think 3 is Crothers' brother. And 4, I don't know if that was the guy Dick that Heather Lamberson was running around with.
Okay.
Is that right?
Well, hold on for a second. You're
Yeah.
going really fast.
All right.
You're expedient.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna start with number one with Chris Andrews.
Mm-hmm.
What do you know about him?
He used to have his own business. He was living up in, well, his address says Durango, but he's actually living in Erie. The car that I actually bought, my little 95 Saturn, is actually registered and titled to him. I just haven't gotten the paperwork turned over. He has, I believe, 2 kids, and I can't remember his ex-wife's name, and he was with, what's her name? I can't believe I just forgot her name. The chick at the no-tell.
Which one's that?
The fat one, I can't remember her damn name. I dealt with her every day. She's all homeless now.
Davina?
No, not Davina. That's Travis's old lady.
You mean Mama D?
No.
Lori?
There you go, Lori.
Okay.
Yeah.
Snyder?
Is that her last name? I didn't never know her last name. She used to manage the no-tell.
Older
Older
lady,
lady,
yeah. What was he into?
Mostly he was running around with Faye or Jasmine, sadly, but he started getting into the check shit.
Okay. Did he have anything to do with the mail keys?
He could have. I'm not positive on that.
Okay. Stolen cars?
Not too much. What happened with him and I is he started getting real shady about things, and he owed me some money and stuff, so he kind of like dispersed and kept away from me because of everything. And he's the one that, well, I mean, we'd said before, I've probably gotten 1 million tickets in that damn car, and they were all like running red lights, and he got a bunch of tickets through the mail for, you know, when they take a picture of the license plate. So
Yeah.
he was not too happy about all that.
How much does he owe you?
He owed me probably like $600
All right. Dope?
for dope, yeah. Now, I have immunity on everything, correct?
Yeah, this is part of the grand jury, and we're gonna go through everything that you're associated with because we've got to show your honesty.
Okay.
So we're gonna.
How many times are we going to show my honesty, though? I mean, realistically, we've done this 4 times now.
No, this one's the one that's for the record. That's why it's being recorded right now.
We are being recorded.
Yes.
And I do have immunity, everything.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now, this is
Okay.
strictly to the grand jury. It's not going anywhere else but the grand jury.
Okay.
Okay, and this is what you discussed with your attorney and with the
Okay.
DA, of why we're here right
Okay.
now.
Okay.
So, how much did you end up selling to Chris?
The total amount, I don't know. I just give him a little bit here and there, and he was supposed to take care of some things for me, like running around picking people up, giving people rides or whatever. And then he said he was in a jam with some of his bros or whatever. He needed an 8-ball here, an 8-ball there, so I give him that and free of charge. And he was supposed to, you know, he helped me out with that car. He originally wanted $900 for the car I bought from him. I ended up paying him like $400, and he signed the title over. I don't know what the hell happened to the title, but the car is still registered to his name. So, actually, really recently just went to court in Arvada, and I had to find a way to get a hold of him, but I could still get a hold of him because the insurance, I got no insurance ticket in Arvada in that car, and the insurance was in his name. And I finally got it dropped because luckily the insurance I'm on with my insurance with Farmers covers me on any vehicle, so they dismissed the ticket. But I was trying to get a hold of him because of that.
Okay, we might come back to Chris a little bit later and stuff. You mentioned number 2 is Gary Crothers.
Yeah.
What's his claim to fame?
He knows pretty much everybody. He had Heather, Jasmine, he was dealing with Brandon Perry, he was dealing with Travis a lot, he was dealing with everybody.
It's a girl named Brenda or Michelle.
I'm not sure off the top of my
Says she says that he's her cousin or something like that.
head. You know how many chicks say that they're related? And
Yeah, that's
I
what
mean,
I'm saying.
I'm like, this is my cousin. I'm like, well, you were fucking him last week.
Yeah.
So.
Does
Yeah.
he ever leave his house?
Not too often.
So
I can't remember his girlfriend's name, but he'd go over and watch football or whatever. But and also Chris and Bernadette were dealing a lot with, not directly maybe with Gary, but they were doing a lot of things with Heather and Jasmine and all them. Now, are you guys? I don't think he's in here, but do you guys know that gay dude named Zach? You guys ain't even hip to him, huh? Oh, you guys are missing a big part of this then.
okay, well, we'll get to that in
Okay.
a minute and stuff. Now, since we're dealing with Gary, and it sounds like he stays in his house all the time, what type of illegal activities going on in that place?
Only the couple times I went over there, Heather and Jasmine had all their computers over there, and they were doing all of those things, and pretty much I think he just kicked back and just gave him a homestead to do it all. And I mean, he had all the paper, printers, all that at the house, and they were just making all their checks, whatever they were doing, and getting their accounts.
Was he doing the IDs? Did he have the templates for all that?
I believe so. Yeah, he had a disc or something that had all the templates and stuff on it.
Okay.
I think he wanted to sell it to me.
He wanted to sell you a disc.
A disc, yeah.
What about a USB drive? Did he have?
Oh, I'm sure he had tons of those,
Yeah.
but I'm not. I mean, he was just. I don't know what he had it saved on specifically, but
Okay.
he was trying to sell me some software.
How much?
He said he'd give it to me for a cheap price. He never actually gave me a quote 'cause I told him I don't fuck with that stuff and I don't get into the checks and all that. So
How about the dope scene, over there?
he does a lot of nickel and dime stuff and quarter ounce, half ounce here and there. You don't get into it too much. I mean, he knows enough people like me. I'd sell him a quarter ounce, half ounce at a time, but I think it was more or less like he tried to fill the shoes of something that I don't think he really was.
What about the mail and so forth? Is there a lot of mail going through there?
Now I went to they were all at the Marriott on over there. What's it off like I-70 in Quebec?
Yeah.
And Heather had gotten a room there, and they had bags and bags and bags of crap. I was
And
like,
who were we talking about besides Heather?
What's his name? Jake, right? Isn't that Jake? Josh. He was there. Davina was there. Travis was there. Brandon Perry was in there. Heather was there. Gary was there. Isn't that Gary's brother? I can't remember his name. Chad, yeah. He's the one that got arrested with Heather. He was there. And they've been running amok all over the place, getting whatever they could.
That was a
doing
Marriott,
mailboxes.
so-
Huh?
That was
at
a
the Marriott on I-70 in Quebec, I think it is. It's where you go over like over the bridge on Quebec there, and then you go down and it goes to like the dead end road there.
Mhm.
That's where they were at. Yeah.
Do you remember approximately when that was? How long ago?
Shit, I've been here since the beginning of March. Heather got arrested, what, January?
The end of January.
January, so that had to have been probably sometime December, maybe at the end of November.
When did you take her over there?
Doing I take Gary over there? I
No,
was constantly.
no. Heather dropped her
Or
off.
Heather? I was constantly, okay, so.
How did she end up over at Gary's?
So when Jasmine first came out here from Kansas, she was running around with Alicia. Do you know Alicia?
No, not Alicia. I know Jasmine. No.
Okay. Jasmine was running around with Alicia. She's like 19, 20 years old. Brandon Perry was hanging out with her a lot. She lives over there off like 64th and Old Wadsworth area. She came out here from Kansas, and her and Country Adam, I can't remember his last name, him, her, Alicia, and Heather. Heather was on the run. That was right when she cut off her ankle monitor. So whatever time she cut off her ankle monitor, I can't remember exactly when that was, that's when she started staying with me at the No-Tell Motel.
I think that was at the end of December.
Like November, December sometime. And then she started running around with that JJ dude, that had his face all tattooed up. Looks like the Crow.
Yeah, okay.
I can't remember his real name. I don't really think he had too much involvement with anything. He was just one of those guys that got high or whatever. Heather came to me at the No-Tell with Dwayne Crombie. And Dwayne said, "Can you guys help her?" I said, "What does she need?" He said, "She needs a place to stay. She needs to get the hell out of here." I said, "Well, what are you running from?" And I told Heather, I said, "Look, Heather," I was like, "You're not in that much shit. You just cut your ankle monitor off on ISP. I said, if you just go and turn yourself in, chances are you can get to a halfway house or something, community corrections." I said, "You're not in that deep of shit. It ain't that deep. You're going to make it a lot worse than it needs to be." And I really tried to help a lot of these girls, and she said no, she wanted a haircut, she wanted a new ID, she wanted this, she wanted that, and she said, "Well, I could do these checks, I could do this, I could do that." And I said, "Well, I don't screw around with that." I said, "But I'll put you with some people that can help you. If that's really what you want to do," I said, "I can put you with some people that can probably help you with that stuff." And I hooked her up with Chris and Bernadette. And so Chris and Jasmine were going from, Heather and Jasmine were running around with Chris and Bernadette for a while. I can't remember that house.
Is Bernadette, is there does she have a nickname of Bianca or anything like that?
I'm sorry, it wasn't Bernadette, it was Bianca, and then we call her Chris's secretary. She always answers the phone. She's a secretary.
Okay.
I'm sorry, yeah, it was Bianca. That's Chris's girlfriend. I don't know why I was thinking Bernadette.
And is this the Chris, the F2?
The one with the truck with the camper shell, yeah.
And you know where that guy lives?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he would come and pick up Jasmine and Heather, okay? They went and did, I don't know if they were getting accounts because Chris had a bunch of connections. Now that's where that Zach, that homosexual dude, comes in. I can't remember I don't even know his last name. He's kind of heavy set, he wears glasses, and he's gay.
He's heavy set?
He's kind of heavy set.
Does he have like really blue eyes?
I'm not sure what color his
almost
eyes.
gray?
I don't know what color his eyes are. He wears glasses. He's heavy set. Now, I can't remember the chick's name, which is like his mom. There was 3 of them. Chris brought him over, and I went and bought him a new printer. Chris went and got me a printer. I gave him some dope. He went and got a printer. They had their whole operation set up at the Notel for a minute in my room.
Okay.
Heather said she couldn't do it because she just didn't like the traffic. She wanted to go somewhere else. So I took her and Jasmine to Gary's. That's when, and I kind of just pawned them off over there.
Why Gary's? I mean, there's other flop houses, right? Why his place?
They said that 'cause Gary had a bunch of software and was able to help them get everything set up and do everything right.
Okay, so Gary had the equipment and had
Yeah.
the means to take care of what they were interested in.
I believe so, yes.
And that came from Chris and Bianca that told you that?
No, that was from Heather.
How would Heather know Gary, though?
Heather knew Gary. I mean, everybody knew Gary, but Heather knew Gary and all them through. Oh no, wait, that was the first night she met him. Okay, I'm sorry, it was Jasmine that knew Gary because Jasmine met Gary through Alicia and all them. And then that's also how Heather got hooked up with Travis and Davina.
Over at Gary's?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Gary would call me over there. Hey, you know, I need to get these chicks out of here. Can you come get them out of here? He's like, no, we'll go. We're gonna. And for some reason, I don't know why, Gary thought that the girls finally were to the point where they needed to be. And Gary said he got all sketched out, and he wiped he F-dissed all the computers. I don't really think.
Why did he say? Did he say that to you? Who did you say that to?
That's what Heather told me.
Okay,
Because
so
Heather was supposed to go the next day with Chad and go run a bunch of checks or whatever.
okay.
Now, I don't think he did that. I think what it was, he just backed it all up onto something and then wiped all theirs clean because anybody that's doing anything ain't gonna just wipe all their shit clean like that. You're not gonna do it,
Yeah.
especially if it's gonna produce revenue. You're not gonna wipe everything clean like that, especially the accounts and everything that Gary had said he had. He said he had a whole bunch of different accounts that were like endless. Now, I don't know what accounts those were. I don't know the name on the accounts or anything like that. He just said that it was very beneficial that he had them.
So out of everybody that we're talking about, Gary had the know-how to do
Gary's
all that stuff.
Gary seems like a lame, but he's pretty intelligent and knows what he's doing. And I think that's where, because Jake or Josh, whatever the hell his name is, he wasn't involved in nothing. I don't even know how, but that's when him and Jasmine and John, I don't know John's last name, were all staying at the Denver West Inn.
Mm-hmm.
And they were running shit at Walmart right there. And mostly it was just, I think they were just getting groceries and stuff like that. But and then they went with Chris, and then Chris Andrews was there. Then they went to the Motel 6 on 6th and Wadsworth. And that's when Josh. That's when Josh got arrested. He got arrested in the parking lot of that hotel. And then he tried to say it was Chris. And then I went and saved Chris and Jasmine again that time. And then Jasmine went back to Gary's for a couple days. And that was, I think, right before or right after Gary's grandma's got raided.
Okay, now let's go back to number 3. You said that's Gary's brother,
Chad. And, yeah.
What do you know about him?
I really don't know a whole lot on him. I just know that that's who Heather got arrested with. That's when she was staying at the Comfort Inn or whatever the hell it was down there on I-70 Kipling, right around that bend right there. She had a hotel room. She had everything going on over there. And I know that her and Chad got arrested at the bank or some shit over off Ward Road, right?
Okay.
So did you ever see him do any illegal activity or anything like that?
I know that Heather had stated that she had some things set up for him and he was supposed to go with her to do them. I didn't directly see him do anything myself, no.
Okay. Number 4.
I really don't know that guy too well.
You ever seen him?
Is that the dude that goes by Dick? Richard or something like that? No?
It's another Chris.
Yeah, I'm not sure who he is.
Okay. 5.
That's Josh. He wasn't involved in anything wrong. He pretty much got caught up real quick.
What's the deal with him and the mail keys? What do you know about these mail keys?
Really, I didn't hear anything about any mail keys. I didn't know. I mean, I know he's mechanically inclined. Didn't know anything about him getting any mail keys or anything like that, though. I know that he had some accounts that he'd gotten a hold of, and because he used to be a mechanic at his dad's garage shop over there off like 55th and Marshall or whatever the hell it is. And I know that he was trying to get some of the mail from some of those local businesses because he thought maybe there would be checks and stuff in there, like, throughout the businesses. I don't know if he got any of them or not. I know he said something about it.
You know who he was hanging with?
Yeah, I mean, he was hanging around Jasmine and them a lot.
Okay.
Jasmine is hanging around Gary.
Yeah, I mean, they were all, pretty much anybody and everybody in this book has been in and out of Gary's house.
How about, was he hanging with Chris?
Chris Andrews? Oh, yeah, definitely. Especially at the Denver West Inn.
All right, did you ever hear of anybody doing a robbery where they got the mail keys?
No, I did not.
Okay.
I didn't hear anything on a robbery with no mail keys. But like I said, if I had a chance to talk to Gary, I could get a full-blown confession from him easily.
And we will talk at the end of all
Right,
this
okay.
about that. Number 6 is...
Who is that guy?
I don't know.
He's a handsome damn fool, though, isn't he?
Okay, that's you. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Number 7.
It's Travis. I don't remember how to pronounce his last name.
What's his nickname?
Goes by Irish. I don't know why, but that's your car guy. Anything and everything you want a car, that dude can get anything open with a jiggler. Travis is pretty good.
How about dope?
He says he's connected with all these big connects, and the only thing that I ever seen him do was with Rick and Sam, and that wasn't very much anything.
And you're talking about Bam Bam?
Yeah. Is that what Sam goes by now? Is Bam Bam? Is that
Yeah.
what? Oh, really? I don't know when he started
Yeah,
going by
it's
that.
like
His real name
11.
His real name is James England.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so Travis, is he associated with anybody, or is he anybody friends with him? Or is
He
just
acted
kinda-
or said that he wanted a prospect for 211, and nobody in 211 would ever put him on. And Sam maybe coaxed him along, but he was never going to get put on. He hadn't even been to the joint. I mean, I don't know if that's their actual stipulation. You have to get put on the joint, or I don't know if you can get put on the streets. I don't know. I got a lot of friends that are 211, but I don't affiliate like that. I think gangs are stupid all the way around. So if you get put on with a gang, and you get affiliated, then it's limitations and guidelines to what the hell you could do. And I'd rather just be able to have free reign on everything.
Sure.
Did you ever see him armed?
With a BB gun.
That's
With
Okay,
a freaking
what-
BB gun that looked like maybe like a real 45
Where
or
at?
something. But at the apartment on Stewart. And I'm sure that was before he got arrested. That was like right around when he got stabbed and stuff.
Okay.
But and I heard he was probably like he was trying to collect and run around with a gun after he got out and trying to collect on people that owed him or shit like that. But
Did you ever see him over in the corridor of Viconi and Kipling?
yeah, that's when he was over there visiting Heather at the hotel room.
Yeah.
Him and Davina, because Heather called me and she's like, I was like, who's over there? 'Cause she wanted me to come bring her some dope. She said, I said, who's over there? She said, well, Travis is going to be here soon. I said, Travis who? She said, I don't know, I just recently met them. And I said, Travis and Davina? She's like, yeah, that's them. I said, what the fuck are you doing running around with them? I said, they're idiots. I said, stay away from them. I said, Heather, I said, you need to stop this shit. And then she moved over to the other hotel, and then I was like, I'm not going over there. If those two are going to be there, I'm not coming over there. And Davina owed me a bunch of money, too. She owed me like, not a bunch of money. She owed me like $200. And then Travis was all pissed off because he took some dude named Andy's TV, and I co-signed Travis. I said, hey, and I said, give him, front him some dope, to Rick, because he had already burned all of his bridges. So Rick had given him a quarter ounce, and Rick said, so if he doesn't pay, you're co-signing for him, right? And I said, yeah. Well, then he didn't pay. He just blew it off and got himself a new phone or whatever. So I was like, all right, really? You're gonna burn bread on my name? Fine. So he said he had a TV, and he was over at the other Glenn's house. Do you know Glenn up there on 72nd Stewart on the little side street there?
Yeah.
He don't even have a record. Yeah, that's another story. So I went and picked up the TV over there at Glenn's, and then I went and gave it to a friend of mine, and told him I was gonna come back with $300, and I never didn't. And I said, well, chalk up that $300 you owe me. And he was all butthurt over that.
What do you know about the Stewart situation where he got cut? You know,
He got stabbed 5 times. He didn't get cut. He got stabbed
Yeah.
5 times. And I heard that was Red and C-Note that did that. I'm not even sure of their real names.
and you know Red is.
I was
you
there.
don't-
I was gonna go to the hospital when I found out, because that's also when Rick got beat up.
Okay.
And when he had to get that surgical done on his eye and stuff, and he got jacked for those 2 ounces, got beat up and stuff. That happened like the same night.
Did you hear what the reason was for that cutting?
There's a couple different stories behind it. When I heard he ran off with a car that had like half pound or a couple pounds of dope in it, and I heard it was involved with Sam, and it was some white Dodge Stratus or something like that, and there's supposed to be $2,000 in the glove box. Then I heard it was over a couple bullshit bags of property, and he just mouthed off to the wrong people. So I'm not sure the exact reason behind it, but I've heard several different stories about it.
Okay.
I've heard it was either Sam that did it, or it was Red and C-Note that did it for Sam.
And Cino, he's a white dude, right?
I
You never seen him?
I didn't mess with that crowd. That's Schemers crowd.
Okay.
And and that's another guy that's still calling shots from Denver County. So
Yeah.
There was a.
and nobody cares that he just got blasted all over the news that Brian Carver is a sex offender and he's sleeping with a 13-year-old girl. They don't even care about that. And Alexandria Wilder, whatever the other name is, that was running with Schemer, she just got regressed from ICCS or whatever, on work release or whatever. And they gave me some phone number, and they're like, you need to start moving stuff again for us, for Schemer.
Do you know a situation over at the Greenbrier Apartments where
Which ones are the Greenbriers?
it's like it's kind of like A3 and Federal.
8th?
83
83rd and Federal?
It's apartments on the east side of Federal.
Oh, right there behind Safeway.
Yeah, it's north of this. It's south of the Safeway.
South Safeway.
So like 84 is where the Safeway is.
Okay, you got
It's south
84th,
there.
and it's south from there?
Yeah, and there's apartments on the right hand. Like if you're going northbound Federal, it's on the right hand side.
Oh, down at the bottom of that hill there?
Yeah, exactly.
No, I don't know anybody. Well, I don't think I know anybody over there, but I might be mistaken. I'm not sure.
Have you?
I've never been over there.
I don't have all the details with me, and to be honest with you, I forgot a lot of them. But there was an incident over there where Schemer tried to get. Well, word is that Schemer tried to get a couple individuals brought to
He
that
was trying to
location.
get Nutty over there.
Yeah.
Because Nutty supposedly was the guy that went into his house and got him for the $40,000 and the 4 pounds of dope or whatever it was. I didn't know that was those apartments, but yeah, I did hear about that.
So what did you hear about that situation?
I heard that they went in there and tried to find Nutty, and Nutty didn't have anything, and I think he got roughed up a little bit, and I think maybe a couple shots went off.
Yeah. So you did hear about it, though.
Yeah.
So people got hit.
No, I did not know that.
You did not.
No, I did not.
Okay. People got hit. Does Schemer hang out with Mexican guys?
I mean, with moving that much dope, you're not gonna not know
Okay.
Mexicans. Period.
Okay.
I don't really know who he hang out with because he had so much traffic over his house. Was it off of like Hoyt or Gaylord or something like that over in between Alameda and like 3rd or something? He had so much traffic over there. I mean, he hung out with Victor, and I heard Victor's back out on the streets doing things again.
Okay.
Wasn't he upstairs?
No, Victor is out now. That's what I heard.
Okay.
I hear everything in this jail. Everyone's like, "Oh my God, arrested," you know. But I heard he's back out.
Okay.
And the only reason why Schemer's not out is because he has that parole hold.
You want to continue? Davina, that's Travis's girlfriend.
I heard she's pregnant now too. I'm not sure.
Again?
Where is she at?
I have no idea.
You don't know
She
where?
would be
he's-
hard to find though.
Yeah, I know that they're hiding right now. Does she go by anything else other than Davina?
Not that I know of.
Is she
I don't.
connected?
Anybody. Her connections were Visser. But you got him on a courtesy hold right now in Gilpin.
And you said that she owed you $200
She had me $200.
for dope.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else that you know about her as far as?
She started getting into the stuff with the checks and all that with everybody, with Heather and all them.
Okay.
But which I'm sure goes back to Gary's again because that's where Heather and everybody met. Travis and Davina was at Gary's. So.
Okay.
And I know that the one time I went over there, Gary had like, there was a shitload of computers over there, and they had things going on all of them. They had this one for IDs, and they were doing checks on this one. And
And when you're saying all this stuff is going on, do you remember who was on these computers? You said some were used for IDs, some were used for temp tags or whatever.
Chad and Heather were in the, when you go down the stairs, you go left down the little hallway in that last bedroom on the left-hand side. Like Heather and Chad were back in there, and then Gary and his girlfriend were out in the living room, and Jasmine was just running around, so they didn't really have a whole bunch going on at that time.
Okay.
Now, it's not in my possession, but it's in my possession. I don't know if Heather got caught with a seal and notary.
You know, I don't know. I have to look.
Well, I still have it. I don't know if it still might be in my car. I got to get my car, but I got a seal and notary that was given to me by Gary and them.
By Gary?
Yeah, it was given to me by Gary. I went over and picked it up from Gary, and it's good till I can't remember when it expires, but I have the notary stamp and seal. The
Did he
little
tell you
clamp
where-
thing.
Yeah, did he tell you where he got it?
No. Supposedly it came from an uncle of Heather's, supposedly. I don't know if Heather has an uncle that's a notary, but
When he gave it to you, or when he, did he tell you what it was going to be used for?
no, he just said, he said, you want a notary? They all owe me some money over there. I said, well, yeah. I said, what do you want for it? He said, I don't know. He said, you can just have it. He's like, just because we owe you. I said, all right, cool.
And that's in your car right now?
I don't know. I haven't heard anything about my car or where it's at or anything like that. I just
Is that the one that?
The Saturn.
Okay.
That's the one that's registered the incentive.
Chris Andrews, yeah.
Okay.
Now I'd be able to acquire this and I can go get all this stuff for you guys, and along with some stolen guns. We're talking about assault rifles, like AK. There's a old 12 gauge Remington that was mine, nickel plated, that came from somewhere in the SOS. I don't know. So I'm sure there might be dirt on it. I don't know.
Okay.
But I mean, we'll talk about it later. But I can go get.
But that's has nothing to do with Gary?
No, that has nothing to do with
Okay.
Gary.
I don't
Oh,
want, I
no,
want to
okay.
I want to
Gotcha.
keep
I
it
gotcha.
separate.
I gotcha.
Okay, number 9?
Brandon Perry. He's up in 7B right now.
Okay, what's his deal?
He's more into cars. He might have helped a little with check shit, but I really doubt it. He knows
Did you
if
take his car?
Huh? I did take his Jeep.
Okay.
I did.
Why?
He just pissed me off, and I really can't stand that kid.
Is he kind of goofy?
Yeah, and I found out he was a sex offender and all kinds of other stuff.
Really?
Yeah, he really is. I don't know what it was a long time ago. I don't know what the stipulations on it are or what, but I know that I got pulled over with him out by going to his dad's house in Elizabeth, and they almost jammed him up for not registering. And I said, oh, is that right? Now, I actually have him on a half-an-hour recorded conversation with you guys. Or he was telling me everything that you guys were promising him and everything you guys were saying to him.
It might have been someone totally different because I've never even talked to this.
I never talked to
Oh,
him.
neither of you? Okay, well, I don't know. It was someone with the auto task force.
Nobody from us.
It might have been from Arvada, black guy.
I'm not sure. It was when Country stole his aunt's car, and he's like, I'll just call my buddies with the auto task force, and they'll go get him, and this and that.
When you took the Jeep, why are you inquiring about that? Did he have a computer inside there?
No, he did not. There was nothing in that car. There were some tools, a couple speakers I took out of there that were junk.
Did you ever see him with a computer or laptop?
Over at the house, it said it was his aunt's house where Jessica lived.
Okay.
He had one over there. I don't know what he had on it. I never looked at it. If I would have seen it, I would have took it.
Okay. Do you recall what it looked like? What brand
I
name?
think it was a Dell. I'm not sure, but I don't know. That might not have been his because they had the basement set up. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And I know that you guys are also raided over there when Heather got busted with the heroin. Or no, I'm sorry, not Heather. Nicole Ward got busted with the heroin or whatever, and that was her when her and Brandon got arrested, and that's when all that other stuff from he was saying that he was supposed to help you guys and that he was supposed to get Crystal Morgan and that Smith guy.
Mikey Smith.
There you go.
The Dell computer, do you know how it ended up over at Gary's?
Probably through either Jessica or somebody else. I'm not sure at all. But the other thing, you guys even tore the wall out of that house because supposedly there was an 8-ball or something corner outside. There was a hole in the wall, and supposedly there was dope that was dropped down inside of it or something like that. And that's when you guys got him with the gun. Brandon Perry got caught with a gun. He told you that one of the guns, the Beretta belonged to Brad, and the 12 gauge belonged to somebody else. I can't remember the other dude's name.
Okay, when you said a hole in the wall, I'm thinking of Gary but you're talking about when Brandon got popped. Okay. Since I did bring up Gary's place again, do you know if he's stashing anything in the ceilings and the walls?
I don't know, but I could easily find out.
Okay, we will discuss that in the very near future. Number 10.
That's that's Country Adam. I can't remember his last name, isn't it? That motherfucker. If I see him between you guys, I know we're probably recording or whatever. I'm kicking his ass.
Why is that?
When he got out from that turnaround, when he just got back, he was in Washington County. He called me from Washington County. Hey, brother, I need your help. Not only did I have him picked up from DRDC because my old lady stole my car, so I couldn't pick him up like I promised him. I had him picked up, I had him fed, I took him to Kohl's, I got 3 gift cards from Chris and freaking Bianca, took him shopping, bought him new boots, bought him new outfits, bought him clothes. He was wearing my watch. I had this really nice $1,000 Belova watch. He goes, because I left him with Jasmine, I left him with Heather, I just ditched them all. I was tired of taking care of them. I put them up in a hotel room, all of them, for 2 weeks. I paid for everything that they had, all the stuff they were supposed to be doing with checks, and none of it was going through. Because the agreement was that if I put them up and I helped them out and I got them set up with printers or whatever that they needed, that they were gonna kick me down like $1,000 each or something like that. As soon as whatever they had going on was going through, I said, I don't want to know. I don't like getting involved in that stuff. I said, I won't take you to go do any mail robberies. I won't take you to do any checks. That's not me. I'll set you up with everything you need to do, and then I'm out of the picture. I'll get you dope, whatever. Just this is what I want when you guys are done. Other than that, leave me out of it.
So there is a little bit of a kickback back to you if they're getting involved.
If whatever that they had got going, but that was just the agreement on the contingency that I helped them out because they didn't have no place to stay or anything like that. So I paid for them because I had Lori and the other dude, Ed or whatever the hell his name is at the No-Tell Motel. I'd give Lori dope and I'd give the other dude weed, so I could get rooms there whenever I wanted. So I had like 3 rooms. I had room like 10, 9, and 8 all. I had the girls in this one, and these were doing this one, and that one, and that one. So they were all staying it there, and I just got tired of taking care of them. And I said, Adam, you're no good to me if you start doing dumb shit again. I said, you're no good to me. I said, if you want to do something right, I said, go to college, like at the Arapahoe Community College or something. So he went down there and did some orientation or whatever. I said, get your shit together. I said, you're going to do me a hell of a lot better. I said, I'm probably going to end up getting locked back up. I know it. I said, but if you get your shit together, then I know I can count on you in other ways. I said, you're out here trying to get high and stuff again. I said, you're just going to go right back again. So when I left him hanging, he had my watch. Well, then he sold my watch to Matty. I don't know if you guys know who Matty is.
I've heard of Matty.
Matty Miller, Matthew Miller.
Yeah.
He sells my watch to Matthew Miller.
He sold your watch.
Sold my watch for $100. It's a $1,200 Belova.
Okay.
Matt calls me. I said, what's up? He said, I just seen Country. Well, him and Country didn't get along.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, okay, this is kind of awkward. Jasmine says, that's Rusty's watch. And Matty liked that watch, so he wanted it. So Matty's like, well, I just bought your watch. I said, what do you mean you just bought my watch? So then I get hold of Country, and he was calling my old lady, Mariah, because he was trying to, Rusty's mad at me, and I know Rusty's pissed off and upset with me, and Mariah's like, come meet up with me, and he never would show up, because I was going to have his ass. So I never got my watch back, because of him.
So Country, though, basically, he was supposed to be assisting Heather and Jasmine.
He was supposed to be. I put him with them to make sure that nobody messed with them. Like he was supposed to. He was supposed to be my little right hand man.
Okay.
So he's the muscle to make sure.
He was supposed to make sure that the girls were okay, and that if they needed anything, like he'd see to it that they got what they needed.
Was Chris and Bianca, were they assisting at that time?
They were,
Okay.
and that's when that's when Chris and Bianca. I had them all at the no-tell,
Okay.
and then as soon as I had them all, I had them all introduced. I was like, all right, I'm out.
Okay.
This is here. I did what I could. You guys can figure out how you guys can help each other. Whatever you could do for each other, you guys all figure it out because that's all what you guys do. Chris would be getting gift cards or whatever, so he had a way to Office Depot getting printers and whatever they needed for that.
And Chris and
Ink.
Bianca, they provided you the Kohl's card to help out Cowboy?
No, they wanted some dope, so I just said, hey, give me some cards because my bro just
Okay.
got out. I need to get him some clothes. He needs some new boots and stuff.
Okay.
So I made sure he had all new clothes, fed him, took him out to dinner, gave him a room.
How did they get their cards?
I don't know their strategic things. I don't know because Chris wasn't too much of a booster. I mean, he's a booster, but he went about it different ways. I don't know if he was doing it through credit cards. Now Chris, I don't know how he does it, but he'll get $4,000 or $5,000 in Home Depot credit cards, and then he just has to have somebody get him an ID done, which is where that Zach and all them came into play, and then just have somebody go do the shopping
Okay.
for people. Because he offered me a few of those cards, and I'm like, well, I don't know anybody that's going to want to go do the shopping, so they're no good to me.
In Country, you refer to him as Adam. Do you know his last name?
I do remember his last name. I just can't remember it right now. Shiflett? No, it's not. Adam, I can't remember his last name. I really don't remember it.
Remember it. Sound good.
Okay. Yeah, I know that we got him ID'd.
And I mean, I know, I used to know it because I have in my wallet, I have his DLC ID.
And that's in your property right now?
I don't know, it might be. It very well might be. I know that he got bested, was going back to the joint because they got him jammed up on that car that was with Brandon Perry. Because he was staying over there because that's where everyone kind of migrated. And that's how everyone kind of, because I left a bunch of people hanging, it's kind of how Brandon Perry got involved. Because then Heather and all them went over there because they didn't have a place to go. And I was done taking care of people.
Okay.
I was just fed up with it.
And from that point on, from the no-tell, they go to Brandon Perry. How do you get back with them to get them over the Garys again?
I think Heather or Jasmine, one of them probably called me and said, hey, can you come pick us up? And I was like, all right, fine, I'll go get them.
I think you said earlier that the reason why you took over the Gary, because
Originally.
Heather had no idea who Gary was, but
Right.
Jasmine said that guy, Gary had all the hookups,
Right.
so that you could,
Right.
they could.
So did you still had some hopes that between Chris, Bianca, Heather, Faye, or Jasmine, that they were still going to be able to operate and still be able to produce?
I didn't have any hopes of what they could do. I just know that I needed something in return for everything that I put in for them to stay in at the hotel. I said, I don't care what you guys do. I don't care if you go sell your ass. I don't care what the hell you do.
Did they ever?
I don't know. I don't know about that.
Did they ever give you anything back, or they just let you?
I never got anything back from any of them.
Okay.
Nothing.
Cowboy, Country, obviously not, because he sold your watch and
He
crap.
stole my watch. I never got nothing back from none of them. It just ended up being a very expensive headache.
And so Chris and Bianca, they didn't owe you anything because you actually purchased the cards from
Yeah.
them.
Well, Chris still owes me a little bit, probably like $90, but he was because he gave me a couple cards for Ulta Beauty, and there was no money on them.
Oh,
And that's the Chris F-250.
Yeah.
okay.
How about 11?
Oh, I can't remember her name. I didn't really deal with her too much. We just came. I met her through all those guys I've seen around, but I never really talked to her. Can't remember her name.
Where at?
Yeah.
It's probably either at Gary's or with Heather somewhere, but I can't even be certain of that.
Do you ever sell to her at all?
I may have.
May have.
I don't know. I was just as high as the rest of them. So.
Gotcha.
I mean, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I can't promise you anything.
And 12, of course, is...
That's Heather, yeah. Hey, was she really pregnant? Do you guys know?
I guess. I don't know. She isn't talking to us.
Half these girls that are in this book, are pregnant. I'm hearing rumors are pregnant somewhere along the line. So it's hard for
Probably
me
by
to keep
me.
track.
That's what Heather said. Heather said that she was pregnant by me. I don't know. Can't remember 13's name. I know her. I've seen her around. That's Brandy. She was with Brandy. I don't know her last
Where
name.
did you see number 13?
You know, I really don't even remember. I know I've seen her somewhere. She looks very familiar. I can't remember where. It's not Bianca, is it?
No.
No, it's not.
14 is Brandy.
Brandy, yeah, I don't know her last name. She's lesbian. She was running around with. I originally met her with Crystal Morgan and all them. And she's running around with this dude named Bobby now.
Bobby?
Yeah. I don't know Bobby's last name.
What is she into?
She thinks she's a little gangster. She was running around with Crystal Morgan's crowd. I couldn't stand the chick. Anytime she was around, like I'd give her a ride a couple times. I didn't want nothing to do with that chick. But she said that she could sell much coke and this and that. And if we needed some accounts or if she needed this, that, she could help with it. But I don't know. I really didn't try to talk to her. I didn't get a good vibe from her. I didn't like her very much at all. So.
And you said most of the people in this book have been in Gary's basement at some point.
Oh,
Would
yeah,
that be
definitely.
the same with those two?
You know what? I've never really seen her over at Gary's before. I seen her more with like, just and I come across. I know that she got arrested at the Ramada on I-70 Kipling because she was over there trying to get something done on the computer over there, right there in the lobby or some crap.
You mean like fraud stuff on the computer for the hotel?
I don't know if that's what she was really doing, but
Okay.
I know that she was trying to get some money together, and she was there with Denise.
Okay.
Do you guys know who Denise is? Reynolds. Denise
Ron
Reynolds.
yeah.
Yeah. And Denise, she's a good girl. She just needs to get her head out of her ass, too. I mean, I guess most of us are halfway decent when we get our heads out of our ass.
Yeah.
But
It's when you guys are on dope.
yeah, right? And obviously 15 is Jasmine.
And that's the same. Have you ever heard anybody refer to her as Faye? Okay.
Faye, yeah, Faye. And I originally met her through Alicia. And I know the dude in 16, but I can't remember his name either.
In what context do you know him from?
I met him through, I think you might have seen him over at Gary's, or maybe it was with Travis, I'm not sure. His hair's cut now, did he cut his hair?
Be honest with
Or is
you, I
that
haven't
PJ?
known.
Is that PJ? That is
Yeah.
PJ, huh?
Mhm.
See, he looks so much different there. That's PJ. I met PJ through Jessica Simone, and you got what's her name here now too. What's her name? Carrie. I think Carrie's here, isn't she?
I don't.
Or they put her in for ICCS because she got
There's
violated.
almost 2,000 people here.
Right. But,
And I don't keep track of everybody.
All right. Well, I met PJ because so PJ and his ex-girlfriend Michelle or something like that was living off 26th and Kipling. They burned us on like $700. So.
Would you recognize this Michelle girl since she burned this?
Never met Michelle.
Oh, really?
No.
Does Michelle hang out down in Gary's basement?
Very possibly.
You ever seen PJ over at Gary's?
Yes. They're old friends. They grew up together, I believe.
Okay. Because earlier I asked you about a Michelle.
Is that
and
his Michelle?
I'm starting to wonder. I don't know that for
Okay.
sure. I'm starting to wonder. And you never seen her though. So
No.
I
I was
you-
on the hunt for him. I went to his mom's house off Tennyson Street. I went to his dad's house over in Arvada because I was going to have his ass because he burned us on $700.
Okay.
I ended up meeting the guy. Finally ran into him at a hotel over there off the I-70 frontage road, and I can't remember who he was over there with. And I was actually I was driving Chris Andrews' Blue Tahoe. It was snowing then, and I was going up to Gilpin County to pick up Mariah. She just got out of Gilpin County.
Okay.
Mariah's my girlfriend or
Yeah.
ex-girlfriend or whatever.
Slug.
Yeah. So went up there to go get her. Seen him at the hotel. Dropped Denise off with them. There was some old lady, I can't remember what the hell her name is, because she's involved in a lot of this stuff too. I can't remember what the hell her name was. She was also staying at the Interstate for a while too. And that's also where Davina was hanging out at. Can't remember her name.
Was
older
he
This is
lady.
back
his
in,
mom?
This was back in about December, January timeframe.
Did this old lady have like cancer or something?
Yeah, yeah, she does. She's
that-
supposed to be an old massage therapist or some bullshit.
Yeah,
I don't know who you're talking about.
Yeah, I don't remember her name.
yeah, and she's good friends with Travis.
And Davina, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Can't remember her name though. Anyway, so that was the first time I met PJ, and then I was like, and I called Denise and said, "Was that PJ that was at that hotel room?" And she's like, "Yeah, but I didn't want to say nothing, because she knew I was looking for him."
Yeah.
And I said, "Yeah, I figured it was." And then him and I, this other Michelle, I know what Michelle you're thinking of. You're thinking of the blonde Michelle, and her mom lives out in Bennett. You're thinking of the Michelle that was constantly staying at Gary's house. She was also at Mindy's house. That's the Michelle you're thinking of.
That's-
I can't remember her name.
You can't
Michelle
remember the last
Tunis
one?
or something like that.
Michelle what?
Tunis, I believe. Tunis. That's the Michelle you're thinking of. Michelle has nothing to do with nothing.
She doesn't?
No, she's just involved with everybody. She's just a little slut that likes to get high.
Okay.
Michelle's actually a sweetheart.
Does she have like curly
blonde
blonde
hair.
hair?
And she was constantly staying at Gary's house, and that's where John comes involved, because John was over there too, all the time. You know who John is, right?
John.
I don't know his last name.
Yeah. I know a couple John
Now,
Johns.
granted, she tried to help, like, Mindy tried to use her for a babysitter and cleaning the house and stuff like that. Like, people just walk all over Michelle. She's not all there. She's real dingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she really ain't involved in that.
Is she a big tweak or is she
She's
just?
a huge tweak.
Okay.
But she's the type of chick where, like, they're like, hey, we need you to do this. She'd probably do it. Like, but they'd probably use her just as a dummy. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Her name's Michelle Tunis. Her mom lives out in Bennett, and she's a really good girl.
But she's not a problem then, so to speak.
No, she's just a drug addict, and she just likes to get high, and she doesn't try to bother anybody. But that's probably the Michelle you're thinking of, because she was always at Gary's house.
Sounding about right.
Yeah. Now, Michelle loves me to death. And I mean, I met him at Carrie's. Carrie was getting a bunch of phones through accounts. I don't know how she was getting the accounts, but what she was doing was, which is actually a really good scheme, Carrie was getting online and getting these accounts for these phones. She would get 2 months free service. She would use the refurbished phones. It cost $1, so it wasn't looking bad on anybody's accounts. She had a bunch of different accounts running people's credit cards. She would have the phones delivered, 2, 3, 4. She'd get 4 phones at a time. She was running them through the accounts at her apartment over there, or right next to her Nevada Police Department. And that's how she was doing the phones, but the cards weren't actually being scanned, so she'd find ones with good credit. I don't know if she used those for other things, but now I got a couple other people where I can get you that have birth certificates, accounts, everything. Total, like, full blown profiles that have all kinds of stuff that I know that somebody has that they want to sell. Now, I don't know what else you guys want to ask about these. If you want those accounts or those guns or anything else like that, I can go and acquire those without having to throw people under the bus and turn them in.
Okay. Hold on for 1 second. For right now, with what we got through this, do you have any follow-up questions?
Nah,
Because-
pretty much he answered just about everything.
Because I'm gonna go ahead and end this portion of it, and then we'll
Okay.
talk.
Okay.
You got any questions for us?
No.
Okay.
Nah, I think we're good.
Okay.
Cut it.
Can you guys take me to the restroom real quick so I can piss?
Uh,
Is that possible?